I'll send you a love letter. Straight from my heart, fucker! You know what a love letter is? It's a bullet from a fucking gun, fucker! You receive a love letter from me, you're fucked forever! You understand, fuck? I'll send you straight to hell, fucker!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's P. Rich from Hatch Boys. Today I'm going to be reviewing and discussing Blue Velvet. So, Blue Velvet is a 1986 American neo-noir mystery thriller film written and directed by David Lynch. And I'm a big David Lynch fan. He's got some good films. David Lynch blended his psychological horror elements with film noir to it. The film stars Kyle MacLachlan, Isabella Rossellini, Dennis Hopper, and Laura Dern. And I know Laura Dern from Jurassic Park films. I do believe she was the Last Jedi, and I think she was in Twin Peaks as well. So, yeah, I mean, she's a good actress. But anyways, so just briefly get into this film. It has the same name after the 1951 song of the same name, Blue Velvet, and they play that song in this film throughout it, which I really dig. I like that song, and it's great how they put that in the film as well. So the film concerns a young college student who is returned home to visit his ill father, and he discovers a severed human ear in a field. That the year that leads him to uncover a vast criminal conspiracy and enter into a romantic relationship with a troubled lounge singer. So yeah, the screenplay of Blue Velvet had been passed around multiple times in the late 70s and the early 80s. No film studios wanted to touch it because of its strong sexual and violent behavior in this film. But then, a lot of studios were declining it because of that strong sexual violent content. And after the failure of David Lynch's 1984 film Dude, Lynch made attempts to develop a more personal story, Blue Velvet, and somewhat characteristics of the surrealist style displayed in his first film Eraserhead. So an independent studio picked up Lynch's film. I do believe the independent studio was Delatris Entertainment Group, owned by Italian film producer Dino De Laurentiis. They agreed to finance and produce the film. Blue Velvet initially received divided critical response, with many stating that the explicit content served in this film is little artistic purpose. Nevertheless, the film earned Lynch his second nomination at the Academy Awards for Best Director, and it received year's Best Film. I could see how it did so. Yeah, it's great. Getting into the plot of this film, the plot summary of this film. I think it's fucking great, man. And shout out to my friend and mod on my channel, Zodiac Z, for recommending this movie to me. And yeah, great recommendation. And yeah, thanks a lot, Z, for that. So yeah, basically a college student, Jeffrey Baymouth, I think his name is, returns to his hometown of Lumberton, North Carolina, after his father, Tom, has like a near fatal heart attack medical condition. This is a great scene, like opening it up, like the color panel they used, it was fucking great, man. Just like how we see like the flowers, and I think the color contrast of this film really works. It works well. Like I think it looked great, and the music we get in the opening scene's great. Like I love it. Yeah, I really liked it for sure. And then you see this guy like watering his flowers or garden or whatever, right? And he's yanking on the hose. And this is Jeffrey's father, Tom. And he yanks it so hard, like, so one of the bolts, I'm guessing, or a screw or something, some kind of metal object flies into his neck. And he's like fucking like dying almost like on the ground. And but he does have a fatal heart attack or whatever. And then yeah, and then we see Tom in the hospital, talking to his father in the hospital, and he's like in critical condition and whatnot. So then now we're following Tom walking home from the hospital, and Jeffrey cuts through like a vacant lot and discovers like a severed human ear. And I love how like the camera pans up to the ear, and you see like ants and shit on the ear. And yeah, I just love that. It looks so fucking well. Like the camera work. I'll get into that more with the technical elements of this film, but yeah, there's throughout this me discussing the plot summary. Like I'll mention like a lot of these scenes that I really enjoy and how it looks with the camera work and all that. Yeah, and then the camera goes right in and we see like ants crawling everywhere. So I thought that looked fucking great. So then after he discovers the human ear, he then takes the severed ear to the police station to Detective John Williams, and Williams's daughter Sandy tells Jeffrey that the ear somehow relates to a lounge singer named Dorothy Valens. And then yeah, Jeffrey becomes like intrigued, and I guess he kind of mentioned like, yeah, like this type of detective stuff always excited him. He loves it. So he takes it upon himself to start doing detective work. I like that. I think that's cool. And so Jeffrey finds out about this singer, Dorothy Valens, and he starts staking out her. He comes up with like this plan that he works like a pest control place, and he gets some of like the pest control, like fucking, what do you call it, like pesticides or whatever it is, the spray. And yeah, so he goes up to Dorothy's apartment, and he's posing as an exterminator while he's got Sandy waiting in the car for him. And while he was there, he steals a spare key while Dorothy's distracted by a man in a yellow sport coat. Then Jeffrey names some yellow man. Like the yellow man from fucking Curious George. And yeah, Jeffrey's like fucking Curious George. So then Jeffrey and Sandy attend Dorothy's nightclub act, and in which she sings the song Blue Velvet. And you can see Jeffrey like really taking interest in her now. Like he's like, yeah, he likes her now. Like, and then Jeffrey leaves early, gets Sandy and them to leave early so he could like infiltrate her apartment and start looking for clues or whatnot, right? And then so Jeffrey's in her house looking around, and then Dorothy returns home and undresses, and Jeffrey hides in the closet and he's watching her like undress, and then she. This is how it goes. Yeah, she notices he's in the closet, and she forces him to strip down at knife point. Yeah, and then she attempts to rape Jeffrey. Yeah, she starts like giving him head, and she's like, "Do you like that?" It's fucking. It's a good scene. She basically like rapes him, but he's willing. It's a good scene. But then he retreats to the closet when Frank Booth. This is when we're like introduced to Dennis Hopper's character Frank Booth. Now this guy is like a psycho fucking path, man. This guy is fucking awesome, man. And yeah, I'll get into more of that with this character, but he's like a psychopath gangster and a drug lord. And he arrives and interrupts their encounter, and Frank beats and rapes Dorothy while inhaling gas from a canister. Yeah, and then he's like, starts like sobbing in a violent rage, and then he's got like some fucking mommy issues or some shit, man. And it's a great scene though. It's really fucked up. And it's great though. And anyways, then after Frank leaves, Jeffrey sneaks away, to confront Sandy, and then Frank has abducted Dorothy's husband, Dodd, and her son, Dottie, and they force her into sex slavery. Yeah, so basically, Dorothy's like forced into sex slavery, and Jeffrey suspects that Frank cut off Dodd's ear to intimidate her into submission while continuing to see Sandy. Jeffrey enters into a fucked up relationship with Dorothy, like a sad ballistic relationship, I guess you could say, and anyway, so it encourages him to hit her. She like encourages Jeffrey to hit her. He doesn't want to hit her because he's not that type of guy. He's not like a piece of shit. But yeah, so this is like when Jeffrey like has sex with Dorothy now, and she's all like messed up now from like Frank Booth, and she's like, hit me and all this shit. He doesn't want it, but he ends up hitting her, and I think he's starting to like go down a bad path a little bit after like doing this like kind of like hate kiki sex shit, man. And so anyways, that Jeffrey sees Frank attend Dorothy's show and later observes him selling drugs at a meeting with the yellow man that we saw earlier. And Jeffrey then sees the yellow man meeting with another well-dressed man. And then, so when Frank catches Jeffrey leaving Dorothy's apartment, he abducts them and takes them to the lair of Ben, a criminal associate, holding Don and Dottie hostage. So Dorothy's husband and son. And then Frank permits Dorothy to see her family. Yeah, he allows it to happen. This scene is fucked up too, man. When they take him to this guy's house. What was his name? Ben? Yeah. But, what's his name? Yeah, Brad Dourif's in this too. He plays one of, like, Frank's, goons. And it's like immediately right away when they're like dropped to this bad guy's house, it's Brad Dourif because he's got the laugh, the Chucky laugh, and yeah, too bad they didn't put a little bit more in this film, but yeah, it's still great though, seeing him.
I'll see you Tuesday, Frank. Right then. Now it's dark.
Let's fuck! I'll fuck anything that moves!
Anyways, yeah, so after Frank, like, allows Dorothy to see her family and forces Jeffrey to watch Ben perform, like, a lip sync of Roy Robertson's "In Dreams." That's a great song too. I really like that song. Which moves Frank to tears afterwards, and he and his gang take Jeffrey and Dorothy on a high-speed joyride to where's a sawmill yard? Yeah, and where he again attempts to sexually abuse Dorothy when Jeffrey like intervenes and punches Frank in the face, and then Frank like pulls a gun out on him, and I love this dialogue. This quote is the best, man. I love it. It's so fucking awesome.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby wants to finish them. Ooh, 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 what's the matter? Oh, give him back. Oh, what's the matter? They're just a little red, that's all. Oh, let me feel them. Oh, come here.
Hey, leave her alone!
Oh, damn. Next! You out of the car, fuck! Get him out of the car, Raven! I'll send you a love letter. Straight from my heart, fucker! You know what a love letter is? It's a bullet from my fucking gun, fucker! You receive a love letter from me, you're fucked forever! You understand, fuck? I'll send you straight to hell, fucker!
So after Frank pulls the gun on him, they replay the tape of In Dreams. Frank smears lipstick on his face and violently kisses Jeffrey. Then Frank and his Frank and Jeffrey restrain him, beats him unconscious while Dorothy pleads to Frank to stop it. And Jeffrey awakens the next morning, like they left him there, and he's all like bruised and like beaten up, and so then after Jeffrey goes to the police station with the pictures he took earlier of Frank beaten up with the yellow man and whatnot. Then he discovers the yellow man is one of the detectives. So he's a corrupt police officer, and Detective Williams' partner Tom Gordon, who has been murdering Frank's rival drug dealers and stealing confiscated narcotics from the evidence room for Frank to sell. And then after Jeffrey and Sandy declare their love for one and another at a party, they are pursued by a car which they assume belongs to Frank, but it's actually Sandy's like boyfriend. And then Sandy realizes that's her ex-boyfriend Mike. Then after Mike threatens to beat Jeffrey up for stealing his girlfriend, Dorothy appears on like Jeff's porch, like fucking naked, beaten and confused, and then Mike then backs down as Jeffrey and Sandy attend to Dorothy, and then they take Dorothy to Sandy's house to like get medical attention. And then when Dorothy calls Jeffrey my secret lover, and Sandy then like fucking loses it because she like loves fucking Jeffrey, and she slaps the shit out of Jeffrey, and then like accuses her of him cheating on her, but they weren't even really together. But anyways, Jeffrey asks Sandy to tell her father everything, and Detective Williams then leads a police raid on Frank's headquarters, killing Frank's men. Then Jeffrey returns alone to Dorothy's apartment, where he discovers Dawn dead and Gordon like really wounded. And as Jeffrey leaves the apartment, the well-dressed man arrives and sees Jeffrey, the well-dressed man we saw earlier, but we didn't know who it was earlier. So it was basically spoilers here. So it was Frank the whole time as the well-dressed man, and then Frank in the disguise. Jeffrey uses Gordon's walkie-talkie to say he's in the bedroom to distract Frank, who has the police radio scanner, and then before hiding in the closet when Frank arrives, he starts shooting around the apartment. In the process, killing Gordon, and then Frank. What's he doing? And then he's looking around the apartment for Jeffrey, and then he finds like where Jeffrey's hiding, and he's like just about to open up the closet door. As soon as he opens up the closet door, man, fucking Jeffrey just fucking shoots him right in the fucking head, and his head like explodes. It's fucking awesome, man. And then Sandy and Detective Williams arrive. And sometime later, Jeffrey and Sandy have continued their relationship, and Tom has recovered. His father, Tom, has recovered, and Dorothy has been reunited with her son. Her husband's dead. He died in the apartment when Jeffrey was hiding, and Frank went up as the dressed man, that well-dressed man we saw earlier. So, yeah. Anyways, Yeah, and that's Blue Velvet, man. And I gotta say, man, I was fucking blown away by this film. It is fucking awesome, man. It is. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be honest. I vaguely ever heard of this film, uh, but yeah, I'm glad Zodiac recommended this fucking movie to me. Uh, so yeah, props to Z. He's got good taste in movies for sure. Uh, Getting into the characters. So Dorothy Valens. I mean, you feel bad for this woman. You do. You really do. I thought she was good. I think, yeah, I'll get to that. So Jeffrey, I thought he was great as well. Dennis Hopper's Frank Booth, fucking awesome, man. I find Dennis Hopper plays awesome, like villains, like in Speed. Like he was great in that fucking movie as a villain. Uh, yeah, I think he's a great actor overall. Like, and then we get Laura Dern as Sandy Williams. She was good too. Yeah. Uh, Pam Williams. Uh, Hope Land. Yeah, it was fine. Detective John Williams. He was good. Miss Francis. She's fine. Barbara was okay. Mr. Tom. You don't get much of him, but whatever. Blake Shaw was okay. Raymond is Brad Dourif. He's great in everything he plays, even though he didn't have much screen time in this movie. But man, Brad Dourif always brings fucking like the best performances to his characters, man. I love fucking Brad Dourif. He's a fucking underrated actor. Definitely. You should get more credit. And, I don't know. I'd love to see him like in a real like good fucking role, man. He would kill it. 100%. Yeah, I mean, these characters all work well together, and their performances are all great. They're all believable, 100%. Yeah, I think the character development in this movie is great. It's awesome. It's all believable. And, yeah, their dialogue. I mean, the dialogue is awesome. Fucking hell yeah! And every actor that was performing their dialogue was fucking good. Yeah, hell yeah, it was awesome. So getting into the technical elements of this film. All right. Yeah, I honestly I think it's great. The story structure was fucking awesome. Like, uh, yeah, just like even just like the origin of the story, like the story concept is great. Um, it really is. I dig it. I like that. Kind of like a true detective. Like this kid is just taking on this like become like a detective for himself. I like that, and it's even more like like a like a hate on the edge of your seat type film because like you don't know what's going to happen with this kid. Like and Frank Booth, I mean the guy's fucking crazy as fuck, and I really loved his character. Yeah, 100%. And what Dennis Hopper brought to his character too, just made it even that much more fucking awesome. Kind of scary guy, man. Um, Yeah. So the concept of the storyline's great. This movie, it gets better as it goes along. Like, it doesn't decline. It doesn't get shitty. It doesn't have a shitty ending. First act is great because you're like, oh fuck, like you're invested in it for sure. Second act, you're like, oh shit, even more invested. You're like hating on the edge of your seat. And by the third act, you're like, oh fuck, how is this going to end? Like, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah. So I mean, the editing it's fine. I think it's great. There are some cuts that the MPAA wouldn't allow. Like, I guess, like, for examples, like when Frank slaps Dorothy after he the first rape scene, the audience was supposed to see Frank actually hit her. Instead, the film cuts away. Yeah, I find in this film you get a lot of quick cutaways, which it's too bad. Like, it really is too bad. But hey, the MPAA does that shit, so it's not the editor's fault. Like, he had to do it. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, the edited, other than those like quick cuts that the MPAA had to cut. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good paced film. I like it. Yeah, like shooting, like the film. I thought it was shot very well. Like the camera work was great. Like the cinematography was very well done, I find. And that's by Frederick Elps, I think. Uh, yeah, I love the colors they used in this film. The light is very well done. Like, and this is like a period piece, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's based in the 60s, I do believe. I'm pretty sure. 60s or like 70s, I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. Like, it's like a period piece. Like, it's like based in like the 60s, I'm pretty sure. Or it could be even earlier. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, the music is great. I love the music in this film. Uh, yeah, even the songs they use in this film are great. I like them. The sound, I mean, the sound's fine for me. There wasn't like the sound effects are good. Like the sound like design for like was it wasn't like too low or anything like that. I thought the sound was good on it. Yeah, it wasn't like overly too loud, like at the seats where it's supposed to be loud. Like, no, I thought the sound was good. Practical effects, I mean, yeah, they're decent. It's not like, yeah, they're good and all. I thought the practical effects were good. Yeah. I would have to say, like, I don't know, like, basically from start to finish, I like this whole fucking movie. But if I had to pick a favorite scene, but if I had to pick a favorite scene in this movie, it would have to be when they go to that mill and Frank puts on like that lipstick. He pulls out the gun. He gets right into that crazy dialogue. You know what a love letter is? It's straight from the heart, fucker. It's a gun, fucker. Like, that whole scene. Well, even at that bad guy's house, like, even that scene is like creepy and fucking weird too, man. And if you ever really hung out with like some really fucked up people like that before, I know I have. Like, But this one time, like, I don't know, like, I was drunk as fuck. I met up with, like, these fucking weird-ass people, man, at a party. It was kind of weird shit, like, not like that, not to that extreme, but it was kind of fucking weird. Anyways, but yeah, get back to this. Yeah, I thought the technical elements, characters, story, fucking all awesome, man. I recommend this movie 100%. If you've never seen this movie, I know it's an older film, 1986, but I barely even heard about this film. But anyway, I recommend watch this movie. Yeah, great performances, like I said. My favorite character, like, yeah, Frank is fucked up, but I think he might be like my favorite character, to be honest. Even though Jeffrey's like the main character, and I like how he's like just like this college kid, and he takes it upon himself to do this investigation. He basically did a way better job. Well, like he did a fucking great job as being a detective. Think about it. He found out about like whose ear it was. He's saved like Dorothy's son. They figured out, like, took down this drug dealer, fucking Frank Booth, this psychopathic fucking drug dealer. And they got rid of all that fucking trash off the street. Plus a crooked cop. Like, that kid did a fucking awesome job as, like, being a detective. Anyway, yeah, great, man. It's a fucking great movie. I rate this movie a 10 out of fucking 10. Yeah, man. 10 out of 10. Hell yeah. So yeah, I just want to get into the overall success of this film. The budget was a $6 million film. And I'm just getting numbers for North America here. It's $8.6 million. I mean, it didn't lose out on money. But it just says North America. So I don't know about like domestically, like all over. I don't know. Like I'll try to see if I can find this. No, that's all I could find for the numbers for that. Just US and Canada, it grows about like $8 billion, $8.6 billion. Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't do amazing, but it did do that great. Like, it did good, but yeah. Anyways, I think it's a fucking awesome movie, and I love it, and I give it a 10 out of 10. And, alright, so that's my review for Blue Velvet, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room every night, just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is alright. I close my eyes, then I drift away into the magic night. I softly
say. Now it's dark.
Are you the one that found the ear?
One name that keeps coming up is this woman's singer.
The first thing I need is to get into her apartment.
I don't know if you're a detective or a pervert.
Do you like the way I feel?
see blue velvet through my tears.
It's a strange world, isn't it?